This is another potentially important day for UN Ambassador Susan Rice. She's back on Capitol Hill right now, defending her response to the Benghazi attack to Maine Senator Susan Collins. Rice is said to be the president's top pick to replace Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, but she failed to win over her sharpest GOP critics yesterday.
We are significantly troubled by many of the answers that we got and some that we didn't get.
Clearly, the impression that was given, the information given to the American people was wrong. In fact, Ambassador Rice said today, absolutely, it was wrong.
I want to bring in Senator John Barrasso, a Republican from Wyoming and a member of the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, good morning.
Thanks, Chris.
You've said you would definitely vote no on the nomination of Susan Rice for Secretary of State. And if nominated, you have said that it would be the most negative vote since they started in 1825. So what is your problem with Susan Rice?
Well, I think that she misled the American people 5 days after a terrorist attack. It happened, killed 4 brave Americans, and really either didn't know what she should have known, failed to ask the questions that she should have been asking, or it was intentional to mislead the American people. People all across the country knew this happened on 9/11, knew it was a terrorist attack, but she went on and basically defied what the president of Libya said when he said al-Qaeda was involved. She said no, and she continued to go back to this story that it had to do with a spontaneous demonstration and about a bad video. And the bottom line is, for Secretary of State, you want somebody who actually can think about these issues, makes reasoned decisions, and asks tough questions. And I think she has failed that, and to me, she has disqualified herself for Secretary of State.
Here's what some Democrats had to say about the Rice nomination. Let me play this for you, Senator.
I think it wouldn't be fair to disqualify her based on what she said on those Sunday morning shows.
I find it mind-boggling that some of the GOP senators continue to go after her. It's completely unjustified. And I can only conclude that having failed to deny the president a second term, they now want to deny him the cabinet of his choice.
Congressman Schiff isn't the only one suggesting that opponents are playing politics with this. In addition to that, look, you've been on Sunday talk shows. You know how they work, particularly within an administration. What happened here was Hillary Clinton was too tired. She had come off a very hard week. And basically, Susan Rice got briefed, and she said what she was told. Is your beef really with the intelligence community here and not Susan Rice?
Well, I just believe that she has actually disqualified herself to be Secretary of State. If the president wants an easy confirmation hearing and an easy confirmation process, what he would do is nominate John Kerry, who is eminently qualified to be Secretary of State, and I believe he would sail through in the nominating process.
Let me read to you the statement that was released by Ambassador Rice following her meeting with senators yesterday. While we certainly wish that we had perfect information just days after the terrorist attack, as is often the case, the intelligence assessment has evolved. We stress that neither I or anyone else in the administration intended to mislead the American people. What would you respond to that? What would be the reason to mislead?
Well, I think she didn't have the sound judgment to ask the tough questions before going on 5 different Sunday shows and laying out a line that the American people did not believe, and we all know now was not true. The Secretary of State is 4th in line to the presidency of the United States, and I just think that she has disqualified herself to be in that position.
Let me ask you a political question. What's the advantage on your side of making this potentially, and do you think it will be, a messy confirmation fight, given that the Democrats have the votes here?
Well, if the president is really interested in having a smooth confirmation process, and this is a time when I want to work together with the president on the solution for the fiscal cliff, the financial problems that we're facing as a nation, the challenges ahead. If he wants a smooth confirmation, he ought to nominate John Kerry, who's head of the Foreign Relations Committee, knows the issues around the world, and would be easily confirmed as Secretary of State.
Let me just switch gears here really quickly and get your assessment, Senator, on where we're standing on the fiscal cliff and what you think the key issue is.
Well,